me? Why do you have such a problem with me?
Can we get the real Andy? I would prefer the real Andy.
Oh, let's get the real Max. I'll take off my mask when you take off your mask, brother.
Because who's your new favorite YouTuber, Ian, that wanted to be on the show with us?
The madman. The madman.
Mad Movie Man.
Let's bring on Max Movies because he scares the living shit out of me. Hold on.
Oh, wow.
Mad Max says, I think you should apologize. Right? I'm sitting here in a goddamn torn down pool house.
I don't even know who
the
you
pool house
are.
is torn apart. Okay, it's torn apart because I'm remodeling on my $70 webcam. Okay, I'm no better than you.
Movie Madness Entertainment.
Welcome, everyone. This is just a short video that I want to comment on some things that I really see it's increasing. I'm not a fear monger. I'm not saying it's going overboard, but you got to call it out when it's starting. And I see it in irrational critiques towards these young, talented people. And it's a lot of it's coming from miserable old people. I'm sorry. It's getting more and more prevalent right now. And going back to the Phantom Menace with Jake Lloyd, I really want to show a video of where we can take, as a fandom, where we could go with criticizing these young people. And old people can't take it. I mean, look at this from last night. Old people can't take criticism. Imagine if you're a developing child that has a lot to offer. What we could do to these young, impressionable people that are extremely talented. And I'm just really sick of it. I'm really sick of what still RJ. That's like a cop out. Oh, I don't really hate the person. I hate the way they are performed on screen. Come on. I mean, what is wrong with these people? Do they not know children? I don't know if Critical Drinker has children. I would assume he doesn't. I would assume he doesn't have children. And I don't want to throw shade at Grace, but you know what? She doesn't. I don't believe she does either. And talk about annoying. These are people whining on the internet. The worst people to judge. Very hypocritical. It's just what this is a quick topic. I want to. Where are these people's joy? I mean, do they have? Don't they love their families? Like, what is wrong with these people? They're so miserable. I don't understand. I think it's an irrational hatred towards the acting of these young people, and it's very similar very similar, RJ, to what was done to Jake Lloyd in the past. We don't really hate Jake Lloyd. We just hate his acting. His acting sucks. I mean, if you want to pop on, you can. This is just going to be like a 20-minute topic. I have a quick couple clips. I'm preparing the live stream for later. And instead of doing pre-recorded vids, I'm just doing this real quick. I want to revisit. Now, I am a fan of Grace, but I'm going to revisit the clip here. And then we're going to look at Critical Drinker's Twitter. Now, what RJ said, this is exactly what happened to Jake in the past. Happened to Jake Lloyd. No issues with the person, just their crap. And I also think I would recommend that people with a big following like Grace and Critical Drinker should be more careful how they criticize children. Honestly, I'm not for censorship or anything, but be very careful knowing the history of Star Wars and what we've done to our young talent. Because I see it starting already. We're 2 episodes in, and I see it starting already. And there's some responsibility there. Very immature the way she handled. I think it was a little immature the way she handled it. How aggressive she was. I mean, she was treating her like Jessica Chastain up in there. You know? Let me get to the chat. Hey, Keely Chow. Will Wallace, there's a YouTube documentary on a kid who almost got the part of Anakin. Critical drinker, like Critical No Life. Lewis says, wait, I just watched, and I love the child actor. They got to play Leia very much like Leia and Anakin. Yeah, and it kind of reminds me of the portrayal of Anakin, and I like young Anakin in the Phantom Menace. And we're going to look at a quick video of that, but this is just a real quick clip. Don't worry, we're not watching the whole thing of where Grace goes a little overboard. You know, I think you'd be a little bit more tactful when you're criticizing young talent, especially there's an issue in Hollywood with young talent. That doesn't mean they don't deserve no criticism at all, but can we be a little bit more tactful with the known issue here of where very few child actors make it to adulthood without lots of issues. And I think that should be considered. Don't you? This is a topic where I'm willing to be proven wrong if you have a difference of opinion. I think there's a track history here of what we do to young, talented people in Hollywood. If they didn't even have it hard enough, how miserable we could be criticizing them. Like, I don't understand if you're not around children, if you don't even have children of your own, if you don't have nieces or nephews, how you could be this unreasonably critical of young people and say, oh, I'm just attacking the role. I'm not attacking the person. You have a lot of influence, Grace. You have a lot of influence, critical drinker. I'm debating whether I should send this to Grace or not. Grace, let me take this off screen here. Grace, I'm asking you to be a little bit more responsible of how you criticize young people in the industry. This is not Jessica Chastain. And you know what? Get a life. I don't understand why people don't. This isn't, little kids are cringy. I'm sorry, they're a little cringe. All right, let me see what RJ says. Well, no, I mean, she did an amazing job. She did an amazing job. Thank you, Will. Hey, and smash the like button if you like these real quick topics where instead of pre-recorded, I engage with you in the chat. I think it's more interesting to get a little bit of pushback just from my hot take on it. And we're going to talk about this later on member stream too. RJ says, I think it's okay to have criticism with the way Leia is being used in the story or how she's portrayed or written without demonizing the actress or going on a hateful place. Have to have middle ground. I don't think it should be the same scenario as criticizing an adult. And I also want to poke a little bit at both Grace and Critical Drinker, how often do you really know that many children? I mean, talking about annoying, lots of people think Grace is annoying. I think Critical Drinker is annoying. Who are they to judge? Cringe. Do you see the well, maybe I shouldn't do that. Let me see. As much as I disagree with the Critical Drinker, I don't think what he said was seriously wrong. No, but I have an issue with where who are you to judge? Annoying. Let me see. Chris says nobody should be forced to obligate to act as role models for the audience, nor should they be forced to. Okay. All right. It's not the actress's fault. All right. I just want to be a little bit more careful because of where the history it is. And I think I think the criticism is a little over, really hyperbolic and irrational towards this young actress. And I I wanted a quick topic on it and discuss with you guys because of what happened to Jake Lloyd. All right, so let's just watch here.
Why you're so disappointed. And it's interesting to see Leia's qualities as an adult and her as a child, because let's not forget, she was really annoying in the movies as well. And on that note, let's switch over to the bad. Leia, there is a very fine line between precocious and a pain in the butt. We see it with child actors all the time. And I got to tell you, Leia has just leaped over that line. She is solidly in the pain in the butt category.
See, honestly, I think these people that are so overly critical aren't around children much. I mean, do you not know how children are? I guess it's fair for her to criticize. I'm going to push back. I'm like, do you not know what children are like? Do you not know that you were probably very annoying as a child as well? And, it can be endearing somewhat when children are like this. So that's my point. Do you not know? I'm like, get a life. Yeah, she acted like a real kid. Listen, I think Jake did fine too. Hey, Bradley. Well, no. I know we're saying that, but I guess I'm just saying that they're being irrational and they need more life experience, Grace and Critical Drinker, with actual children. Like, I don't understand her opinion here. I don't.
During the watch along, we're like, Obi, just leave her at this point. I mean, it was ridiculous. She was so disrespectful, and I mean, that's just bad writing. It's bad writing.
That's bad writing. This is where I say I don't think she knows. I don't think she knows children. Even what she's a. Oh, he was fine. He was fine. And listen, Grace is kind of annoying now. Yeah, no, Bradley, I would love if you could pop in for a minute or two. I don't know if you're free, but people are really irrational towards children in the entertainment industry. They're annoying, and a lot of it is from people that don't have children. Let me see, RJ. Well, get in here, RJ, if you're available. I'll try spinning. That's a good trick. Lloyd was bad in the Phantom Menace, but that doesn't mean we jumped the bullying. Most of the bullying came from other kids at school. It came from everyone. Everyone being so critical of them. All right, I'm not going to watch much more of this. Then we'll get to the Critical Drinkers Twitter, and then I want to show a video of Jake Lloyd.
And bad acting, unfortunately, on the part of the child actor. She was rude to Obi-Wan, and she was rude to her mother, who, by the way, made a big.
I really do not understand this. Like, anyone. That was like one of the best scenes in there was the scene with Leia and her mother. That is exactly how kids act. They try to manipulate you. You're just like, oh, I'm sorry, Mom. And then she reached around and got her droid. That's exactly how children are. That's accurate writing. So I think her concept of children and young people is flawed. And she's lacking some experience. And you're a little irrational. I do not understand why people don't get that. That was a great scene. Okay. That's good. All right. The Critical Stinker. Hey, Josh. Grace is awesome. Well, Josh, you have a great, nice family. Kids are rude. No way. Like, I don't understand this. All right. Josh, if you saw Obi-Wan, did you have any issues with the way young Leia is portrayed? Yes, exactly, Chris. That's exactly how they act. Like, that's why, was I being too rude when I said get a life? I'm like, no, these people need to get a life. They don't understand how kids are. All right.
Big deal about wanting a daughter, which is why Jimmy Smits adopted Leia. But then all she does is complain about Leia. I was like, raising a child's not easy. You got to put the time in. You get in what you get it.
This again. I'm sorry, Grace. Like, she would know. I don't think she knows. I don't think she knows. You got to put in the time. Parental advice from Grace Randolph. Oh, all right. Let me see. Yeah, Leia is sharp-tongued and sarcastic. Philosophical Pickle says, Kid Leia was absolutely bad. Bad acting and poor implementation of the story. Her dialogue did not feel like something a 10-year-old would actually say, but I don't blame the little girl. Brat, according to you, philosophical Pickle, sometimes some people think you're a brat right now. I'm just having fun with you, Phil Pickle. But come on. She's a brat because she's, yes, see? You're Josh, you're saying 100% right. Yeah, you are a brat. Yeah, she was just giving the typical mom stuff like, she was just, my kid Leia. She wasn't going overboard. And then Grace giving parental advice. Yes. Yes, the acting was spot on. Wealthy 10-year-old kids do kind of talk like that. I think all kids talk like that. All right.
Just like she tells her daughter, you get out of it what you put in to being a royal person. It's the same with being a parent. She doesn't follow her own advice. Everyone loves Obi-Wan. He's a global hero. So I wouldn't want to be the character, which Leia is here, disrespecting him and putting his life in danger. Basically.
All right, that's where I'll stop here. When Leia ran away, spoilers for Obi-Wan, there was being passed around a wanted poster from a stranger. That is the smart thing to do if you're a child. Unfortunately, the world, including in a galaxy far, far away, is a very dangerous place for a child. Stranger danger. You don't know who this person is. Oh, I'm friends with your father. The army's not there. And then he's like, come with me. And then there's wanted posters. That's extremely rational. All right, let's get to the critical drinker. I see it starting, though. I see it starting. And everyone's going to say, I'm criticizing the acting ability and the character, not the actor or actress. Maybe I should change my argument. It's just people need to get life themselves and understand how children are. Old people. Hey, Chris.
I don't care what anybody says about this. Maxie, you're absolutely right about this. You're absolutely right. Now I don't see that they're like bullying these kids, but
no, but it's starting already, and they have a big influence. Like
race,
they're not. I'm not saying they're going to be responsible if people bully them, but they're influencing a lot of people to just trash on this young actress. They're out of touch with reality. Like, how do these people? I don't have kids of my own, but I have nieces.
And I'm not saying you have to be a parent to understand. I'm not going to gatekeep as a parent and be like, oh, you don't understand because you don't have any fucking kids. But trust me, I have kids and they act like that. I see my daughter. I see my daughter. Both my daughters acted like that, and my stepdaughter acted like that. They just didn't have that diplomatic tone because she's playing a character that's basically royalty where she comes from. So she's going to be very, talking to people. She's going to talk down to people, but she's not going to mean to do it. The acting on this is very, very well done. It's very well done.
Well, I don't think they understand children or understand how annoying they are now, let alone as a child. Children do this. They push back. They challenge you.
At between like 10 and 13, they will get very, very matter of fact with you. You know what I mean by matter of fact? That's how children act.
My nieces, like that scene with where she apologized to her mother and she reached behind her back. And she said, I can feel. That is so my nieces. Or just because it's not a child, that it's not realistic for a child to act like that. Everyone's scenario is different, but life experience. I think it's. Do you feel that there's a little irrational criticism towards this young actress already?
Yes, because I feel like it does not hurt the story. If you feel like the acting is cringe, fine. Everyone knows Star Wars is famous for having cringe lines, cringe acting, cringe things happening in it, okay? But you still deal with it and love the characters. It doesn't hurt the story. This has not hurt the story in any way. Her acting, it didn't take me out of the moment. It didn't make me dislike her character, and it definitely didn't make me dislike the entire arc of what's going on. I think people are just making too much of this because they don't have anything else to bitch about.
Or Grace saying that she's being disrespectful to Obi-Wan when she was running away from him when there's wanted posters. A stranger.
Yeah, which is weird for me because Grace is like really sometimes on that, hardcore feminist shit. Like the way she did at the end of the Top Gun review.
I didn't see that one.
Well, she went into this whole thing about how there should be more places for women and women this and women that. And why didn't this woman get more respect? And I'm just like, wait a minute.
Well, here, I'm going to give the bad take. Everyone's going to say I'm bad. I don't think Jake Lloyd was bad. I don't think he was great.
I think he did the best with what he could do. He was being directed by George Lucas, who just faster and more intense. Faster and more intense. You need a good director to pull the acting out of the actor and actress.
Yeah.
And George Lucas isn't really good at that, Like
more unlikable.
Exactly. The real Bumbles.
They think kids are unlikable.
The real Bumbles is right. Flea's acting was the worst in all of it. But Flea's not an actor. He's a fucking bass player. But everyone's going to focus on this little girl because I don't know why Grace is talking shit. I don't know. You would think Grace on all her feminist stuff would love a little girl talking down to a Jedi.
Well, see, she went full where it's a different type of feminism. Like I only accept a certain way of certain type of feminism. She if you listen to her review, she had issues with the old Princess Leia. Didn't you hear that when she said that?
Yeah, but also
from the OG trilogy.
Thing. Grace did not really start paying attention to Star Wars until there were clicks in it. She barely talked about The Force Awakens, and she admitted that she wasn't a Star Wars fan.
She said Qui-Gon.
Yeah, she literally admitted she's not a Star Wars fan. So of course she's going to talk shit about Leia. She doesn't know the legacy of Princess Leia. So of course she's going to be like, things should have been different. I mean, that's fun. And that's Grace's opinion. The same way they're allowed to talk shit, we're allowed to talk shit about them. And people are allowed to talk shit about us talking shit about them. You know what I mean? But they're taking it a little too far, man. They're dragging this
I think
girl.
There's a lot of irrational criticism of him too, because it wasn't bad. It just wasn't. It wasn't great. It wasn't the best child acting.
And listen, it's not always Hollywood, Max. Sometimes kids they grow up and they look at Drew Barrymore. She was all messed up when she was a kid. A lot of these kids get messed up. Look at what's her face, Lindsay Lohan. They're surrounded by entourages. They can have any drink they want, any drug they want, any man or woman they want, and it gets to your head. The pressure gets to you, and you just kind of lose your way. It's not always Hollywood. Sometimes, just because they're actors and actresses doesn't mean Hollywood's the one that turned them into that. Sometimes we turn ourselves into that. But are they being a little bit? Look, there's a reason. There's a reason. I don't care what anyone says. I'm sorry, I'm getting loud, but I'm getting a little triggered right now. There is a reason. There's a term called kid gloves.
Yes.
Okay? You can't rip into these children and tell them how shitty they are just because you have an agenda or don't like the fucking show.
Well, the adults can't handle it. That's why I'm like, yeah, criticize them, but come on. Was it really bad or cringe?
No, everybody loved it. Everybody loved it. I thought, Max, everybody loved it. I didn't think it was cringe at all.
No, but just so you know, we got to keep the. I'm doing these short live streams.
I'm in.
Like one topic.
Yeah. Go ahead and do what you gotta do.
But let's watch this, and then we'll get our final thoughts on this. We'll end at like 30 minutes.
I'm at like 8. I'm on like an 8. Actually, I'm not on a 10 yet. But yeah, there's a reason they use the term kid gloves.
But I still feel that he had a career before this. It's very, very sad. Like I don't even know what's on where he is now.
Happened to Jake Lloyd, the actor who played 9-year-old Anakin Skywalker in 1999's The Phantom Menace. Well, first of all, here's some background. Jake was born in Fort Collins, Colorado, USA in 1989. His acting career began in 1996 playing Jimmy Sweet in 4 episodes of ER. The role of
Hold on, CJH. Hey, CJH.
Howdy.
Did you like young Princess Leia?
I didn't mind it, no.
Okay.
That was
all right.
least part of the problem.
Okay, so CJH is coming in with some other grievances. Okay, so let's watch this. He had a career. Remember, was it Jingle All the Way or?
Yeah, he was
Jamie
very
Langston
young,
in Jingle All the Way followed before his big break came, the biggest of all breaks, and something that would ultimately break his career in the wrong way. Jake was chosen by George Lucas out of 3,000 child actors to play future Darth mofoing Vader, Anakin Skywalker. It's no secret that the film was not critically well received by actual critics and randoms in the street.
Thumbs way down.
Some of which was directed at the then 10-year-old Jake. Yeah. Really. Despite this, Jake won the Young Artist.
Look at that. That's where I was like, man, even the talent surrounding the film, everyone just forgot him. They like, I guess we don't know behind the scenes, but it kind of feels like no one really gives a shit anymore.
Yeah, and a lot of it didn't have to do, even though it's my favorite poster ever, him standing in the shadow of Darth Vader on the wall. That's my favorite poster of all time. But everybody wanted Hayden. As soon as Attack of the Clone came, it's like, okay, this is the Vader. You can't picture that little sweet kid right there as Darth Vader. You know, so he's not going to be memorable. People are going to go, oh yeah, you know, little Anakin and the pod racing.
Well,
that's all they're going to remember.
Hyperbolic thing in fandom where, you know, it was so horrible. No, it was probably average.
And plus he's 10, horrible. Man.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible. It was fine.
No, I'm not that's saying why he's not memorable.
I'm not saying it was like Daniel Day-Lewis as a child. I never said that, but come on. CJH, did you like
they expect these kids, and this is the truth. Okay.
I thought it was, you know, average, I guess.
They expect these kids to emote all these different emotions, this entire spectrum and arc of emotions. At that age. And at that age, kids don't even understand emotions yet. Very few people can pull it off that young. You know, Drew could pull it off. That Haley Steinfeld girl was okay at it. But it's very hard to emote at that age because you don't understand your emotions. You're 10.
Yeah. Well, let's watch the rest of this because I think this is a good reminder for everyone that's being too overly critical and hyperbolic towards this young actress that's playing Princess Leia. And I see it starting already because... listen, we still have 4 episodes left. Probably we're going to get a lot more Leia. I'm thinking, right?
Well, I think you're doing the right stream on this. I think you're doing the right thing on this stream, Max. I would definitely say. You know how Rhea's always like, we must protect her at all costs?
Yeah.
We must protect her. I know what Rhea means by that. And yes, we should speak out on stuff like this. Don't go into a thing where you start bullying this girl.
Don't start with your hype. Well, even with
and
your
they're going on Reva hard.
Not even just the bullying. See, Chris, I'm saying stop it with your hyperbolic bullshit that says she's horrendous and fucking cringe.
Yeah, just for clicks.
I'm sorry, Grace. I love you, Grace. But lots of people say you're freaking cringe and critical drinker. You're an old man yelling at clouds on the internet about stupid bullshit. You're fucking cringe. You know? Yes. I would love to get Ashley in on this. I'm sure
the real Bumbles. Every one of his takes are. I don't see him very often, or I'm sorry, I don't really know him very well. But every take he's had in this stream is fucking dead on, dude. I like this guy.
Yeah. All right.
Award for Best Supporting Actor, and he reprised his role as Anakin in a number of Star Wars video games. His contribution to Star Wars.
I mean, he's older now, but look at this young talent.
Yeah, he was adorable little fucking sweet little kid, man.
Yes. And it doesn't all have to be just bullying. It's irrational.
You know that's an old picture, Max. Look what he's playing.
I know. I love that game.
N64, bro.
But it's irrational, hyperbolic bullshit from fans towards young talent. It has to be amazing or shit. There's no in between. You can't say, "Oh, I wish it was better," or it's a stupid bullshit in movie talk and fandom.
I think they should leave the kid actors alone.
Yeah, well, even not. That's what I'm getting to the point where, yes, you have your freedom of speech, but like Chris said, with kid gloves, come on.
Yeah, there's a reason they say use kid gloves.
Yes,
because it's basic child psychology. You can't criticize a child on an adult level because they're not an adult yet.
You could definitely give them critique. But yes, come on, saying they're
you're supposed to try to mold them, steer them, help them, support them, not break them down.
Annoying that, you know what? That actually seemed like that was a little bit of the young actress shining through her own personality, adapting it to the character. So saying she's annoying as hell.
I'm going to say that the Leia actor was probably the best part of the show.
Yes. All right. Here we go.
Revenge would be his last role as a professional actor. He officially retired in 2001, and years later would cite the intense bullying he received from Star Wars as the reason. Lloyd stayed out of the public spotlight throughout his 20s, aside from the occasional convention appearance. And according to Screen Rant, he moved to Chicago, where he studied film and psychology, but reportedly dropped out after one semester. And in June 2015, he made headlines after being arrested.
This is the last thing I heard about him, is when he was arrested from driving away from the police. I don't know what was going on.
He was license and resisting arrest. Reports claim that police pursued Lloyd for 40 kilometers after the former actor failed to stop at a red light in South Carolina. Eventually, Lloyd lost control of his vehicle and crashed into a fence. He was imprisoned until April 2016 and was transferred to a psychiatric facility following a diagnosis of schizophrenia. But the difficulties didn't stop there.
Well,
after his
if that's accurate, that Star Wars fans didn't cause that.
Shit. I gotta mute my mic. My daughter's calling. That's weird that my daughter's calling right where we're talking about this.
Okay.
Emerged that Lloyd had allegedly verbally and physically assaulted his mom, Lisa.
Oh no, I didn't watch this ahead of time, viewers. I didn't watch this ahead of time. No, that's not cool, Jake. Not good.
Did respond to the alleged assault, with Lloyd's mother declining to press charges as he wasn't on his medication at the time. In 2018, his sister Madison sadly died in her sleep at the age of just 26, which understandably was described as shattering by the family. Lisa Lloyd released a statement in January 2020 about the then 31-year-old's well-being. The statement confirmed that Jake has been diagnosed with...
Now, obviously, it seems like there was more issues than just Star Wars now that I see the whole context of the thing. But it doesn't help. Really doesn't. All right. I'm learning. I'm doing research as we go.
17-year-old daughter. What do you think she just called me for? Anybody? Any guesses?
Money.
Say, I love you, Dad.
Money.
She's calling to tell you she loves you.
Yeah, no, you always get the "I love you" after you. Say, come get some money. Yeah, come ahead and get some money. That's when they love you. I spoil my kids, man. I do, man. I'm awful. I am a horrible father because I literally let them have whatever they want.
Look at RJ. Good job, Max. You just made your point by showing us that Jake. No, he's listen,
RJ.
He has issues outside of. I'm not saying that the what happened
Listen,
to him as
I grew up with Phantom Menace, so his Anakin was great to me.
Yeah.
I might have a little bit of a nostalgia bias.
You take a kid like that, CJ8,
he
wasn't had schizophrenia that hadn't been diagnosed yet. Then you add substance abuse and bullying into that. That's a self-destructive path that you will not recover from until you hit rock bottom.
There's no excuse for violence.
You will hit rock bottom. There's nothing you can do about it.
And Hollywood on top of that.
Yeah.
Paranoid schizophrenia, along with a symptom called anosognosis.
Now, if someone is paranoid schizophrenic, though, there's no excuse for violence, but there is. Listen, I've had some people like that in my family.
Your brain doesn't let you stop yourself, Max. That's why it's not excusable.
You don't
but it's
really
forgivable.
Even understand what you don't even know what you're doing sometimes.
Exactly. It's like I always say, it's not excusable, but it is forgivable.
Yeah.
I do think he should come back to do like a voice role or something. Just
maybe maybe they do know behind the scenes.
There's a reason he didn't want to be in the public eye throughout his entire 20s.
They don't even.
And I'm sorry the streamers. I'm sorry the stream is running a little longer than you wanted it to, but shit like this pisses me off because these people do exploit kids for clicks. It bothers me. Right. You're supposed to wear kid gloves. You're supposed to support them. Try to steer them in the right direction.
Reasons that they don't even mention him at Celebration or anything. It might be
I guaranteed if he showed up at Celebration, he would get a standing ovation.
That would be amazing, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? This is just my mind where if possible, obviously you don't want to put him in a situation that's unhealthy for him, but how great would it have been to see him standing with Hayden together? Oh my goodness. of course, you don't want to put people in situations.
Well, they tried
are
in
unhealthy for-
Chicago. They tried, Max, in Chicago.
Oh, they did?
I went to Celebration, and Dylan was there, Hayden was there, and we got pictures with them, and you could literally hear people had been talking about it, and then somebody actually asked the girl that was like holding line to let you go to the pictures, and she said that they tried to get Jake Lloyd, and they've tried a few times to get pictures of young Darth and older Darth, kid Darth, adult Darth with the Emperor, but it's never happened before. But they've tried. They tried in Chicago really hard.
Okay.
Added that he's moved closer to his family and despite his continued struggles, remains a kind and caring person who they hope to have back to his fun and entertaining self soon. It's of course impossible to say that Jake Lloyd's Star Wars experience was directly responsible for his subsequent troubles, but clearly being a child star is a challenging upbringing that can leave some traumatized. Personally, I wish him all of the best and for a speedy recovery, and hopefully the movie industry, media, and fans can learn from his experience. You will watch this video next.
Well, our final thoughts on this topic. I think we could be a little bit more tactful. That's all. I'm not condemning anyone, but I also want to say take a look in the mirror of your unrealistic expectations of children, how we treat children, especially in Star Wars, how we treat all these actors in Star Wars. There's a long history of when the character is not accepted, you say it's only about the character. It's kind of like a bullshit excuse. I'm only criticizing the character and not realize how, because there's part of people in the characters too, honestly, really.
It's not what you say to these kids a lot of times. It's how you say it.
It's acting is an art, but there's a part of a person in every role, I think. Part of it.
We do have an update.
Would you want somebody to say that to your kid?
In the
a lot of these people need to picture it like they're like I know Nerdrotic has kids, so I want him to think about, what if somebody said that about my kid? What if somebody criticized my kid that bladed? You know, that when you put a blade on the end of what you're on your critique, it cuts into them.
Well,
use kid gloves. That's why it's a fucking term.
Well, thanks, CJH. But I think this article was pretty close to what they said in the video, though. So I appreciate.
They have the little update that he has since he's staying with his family.
Okay. Well, I wish him the best. I thought it was an interesting topic to discuss, and I really only intended to be 20 minutes, but I would be open to more opinions later on the members mailbag, and I actually have to end it here because I have to prepare for that stream as well. But unrealistic, irrational, detached from reality, people that don't actually have children criticizing children. That's a lot of these movie pundits they do not have children, that they go overboard on this little effer, is so annoying. A lot of them don't have even children. If you notice,
this was a good stream, and I hope Bumbles comes around more because I like his takes, man.
I'm trying to think of other topics too, and it was just on my mind, and I went live. I didn't put too much thought in. I found some video content. I found a tweet. I thought we could discuss it. Of course, everyone's open to criticism, but come on, people are being irrational on this specific topic. I think
it's crazy that we were talking about this right as we were talking about this. Both my daughters called me as I was telling everybody, I got 2 daughters. You don't know how they act when they're young. They both call me and they're coming over, and I'm gonna make them make a video and say hi to all you guys.
Oh, okay. That'd be cool.
Put it in the chat. All right, I'm gonna let you close out the stream. I'll be on. Max.
No, we'll close it out together. Thanks for watching this quick topic. I think it's worthy of discussion. I'm open to more opinions, though. Oh yeah, Josh. You're a father too, so we'd love to get your point of view. I think it's a worthy discussion, at least look into, especially not even get into the chaos of the real world and children. There's a lot of things happening.
Hey, man, Scipio, that's like your opinion, man.
No, it spreads. There's a reason called social media influencers. And if they go overboard on, it kind of gives like, they're not responsible for people going overboard and bullying, but it sort of sets the stage for that narrative that it's, honestly, it's subjective, but come on, at the worst, you could say it was an average performance. Really saying it was super cringe, and come on, do we really believe that opinion, that it was that horrendous? I mean, it is subjective, right, Chris and CJH? But
it's very subjective.
People that are saying
subjective.
Saying Hold she on. Was annoying as hell.
Don't close out the stream yet. Hold on. Come here. Sit down. Come here. Talk in the mic. Say hi to Max.
Who's Max?
Just say hi to Max.
Hello, Max.
And then say,
hello.
Don't use a fake British accent. Say hi to Ashley.
Wow, you're British.
Hi, Ashley.
Say hi.
Chris, did you get around?
I don't know. I just like that name.
Say hi to RJ.
Hi, RJ.
Say hi to CJH. No, I'm just messing with you. All right. I'm gonna let you. All right, the dogs are going crazy. I gotta go, Max. I love you guys. We'll be on later.
Okay. Yeah, take care of those kids. Get lots of money out of them. Okay. Thanks, CJH. We're gonna close it out now because I gotta get ready for the stream later.
I forgot to do my stream last night.
Oh, okay.
I fell asleep.
Well, let us know. All right. Thanks, everyone. See you later.
Yeah.